बाबा ने क्या कहा है?
What has Baba
देह
said?
मान छोड़ने के लिए।
Leave body consciousness.
हाँ? चलो बेचारा चाहेगा अभी हमारे पास बैठ के क्या करेगा देह मान।
So, what will this body consciousness do by just sitting with us?
भगवान हमारा साथी बन गया
God
है।
is our companion.
हमने भी उसको साथी बना लिया
We
है।
have also made him as our companion.
उसने हमको बनाया है।
He has made us his companion, and then we too have made us his companion. That is just referring to someone. Please, I want to see everyone's face. Just referring to a brother there to sit in another place so she could see him. Baba has said that he sits and explains. And you should listen attentively. To whom does he explain? He explains to the souls, his very own children. He explains to the children, but these souls who consider themselves to be the children, to be his children, he will call him or he will call them as his children. Those who do not consider themselves as a child of Baba, they are not able to understand. Those who have to become a worthy child, he will understand well. Those who have to give the proof, he likes this very much. He really likes it. He will continue to take Srimad at each and every step. Baba, should I do this? Yes, child. Otherwise, don't do this. He'll just give you the hint. He won't ask, why should I not do? He will just say, no, don't do this. Srimad will become so dear to you. The one who is going to be a worthy child, he gets the habit of following Srimad. And I say from myself, and it is manmat, the dictates of one's own mind, which will make you moody. They will say, oh, this one is moody, temperamental. I'm not giving any personal references. Baba has said that those who are moody, they are really moodmati, that is, those who are foolish. Those who are foolish, they cannot discern, and they are sometimes like this, sometimes like that. So Srimad, if you don't have the power of sustenance, then they become moody. They will try to become sweet, but they cannot become sweet. Because he's always moodmati, always under the influence of his moods. So who's the one who will become sweet? Who's the one who's going to become sweet? The one who is the knowledgeful soul and one who is introspective, who is soul conscious, the one who will remember Shantidham, the land of peace, and Sukhdham, the land of happiness. Shantidham. We have to go there. We have to go to the land beyond sound. Nirvandham. Then we have to come to Sukhdham, the land of happiness, and that is why we have to become sweet. We have to go to Shanti Dham and then come to Sukhdam. It's not that straight away from Iron Age we are going to the Golden Age. The old world has to get destroyed. Then we have to come into the new world. So Baba says, he is the Ram of all the Sitas. He liberates you from the jail. He liberates each one of you from the jail of Ravan. So this entire Lanka, that is the island, not that Sri Lanka, that island in the ocean, but this entire Lanka of vices comes to an end, and you will come to Bharat to rule. Till then think that this is the 84th birth, the last birth, and we have to return home. So today's Mahamantra is that we have to return to Shanti Dham, our home, the land of peace. We have to go to Nirvan Dham, the land beyond sound. Peace and sound cannot go together. In the land of peace, there is no sound. In the subtle regions, Sukshmavatan, also there is no sound. Baba has spoken of the three regions beyond the skies. But we need the light of the moon in this land of field. So we need light on this part of the sky. But beyond the sky, we don't need that light in subtle regions. The light of subtle regions is its own. When we become soul conscious, we become light. This body made of 5 elements in the subtle region, that is also subtle. The language of the subtle regions is also very subtle. It is not sound, but a very subtle language. So we are now leaving body conscious and we are staying in soul conscious, and our language is becoming more and more like that of the subtle regions. We are able to explain through just by looks. So there's the catching power and there's the touching power. We just have we are getting these subtle intellects to catch. So the intellect will get the right touchings. You have to do this. First Srimad, and then whatever will happen, you have to do this. Many such things will come. So sometimes, yesterday, for example, make your language be so sweet. Let each one understand that this one is godly child. He speaks such a sweet language. What should be the language of BK? It's not just the one who's giving a speech is the one who can speak. But what is the language of BKs? That in the language of BKs, there is lot of truth and there is wisdom, and then the others can understand from where they have learned. How do they conduct themselves? In the language, there is truth and sweetness. There is clarity. It is not a language of confusion. As today Baba has mentioned, that when the barristers and advocates argue and they give their points of discussion, then they will bring out their books and refer to that one and that one. Then they'll say, this is the point. No, there's no, they will not prove through references. You are not a barrister, you're not an advocate or lawyer. Whatever that point has to be said, those right words should be uttered by the mouth at the right time, appropriately. Nobody should think wasteful things. What does this one think? This youth retreat is not going to be ordinary. Youth have grown up now. In fact, the elderly, they will be looking at the youth. What has Baba said today? What has he said? Whether you are children, whether you are youth, whether you are senior citizens, what will they all say? That God is teaching them. Those sanskars of childhood, they will not be there anymore. There will not be the sanskars of obstinacy, of trying to prove oneself. But there is this determined thought that we have to do this. It is not the thought of pride, body consciousness, but it is the determination of spiritual intoxication. But these are the things which one forgets because there is no inculcation. That is why one does not experience the intoxication of happiness. If one can get the intoxication of happiness right up to the highest point of the head. They say Dadi Ji is demonstrating. There is happiness in the eyes, happiness on the face. There was a happiness of dancing. Just by looking at one experienced happiness. One looked at the dance, everybody got happy. Those who looked at it also became happy. No. But the happiness should be going right through to every micron of the brain, which nobody can take away. It should become natural. So, first it should be all forever, always, and then natural. So, natural and always and natural. So, now Baba is saying it should be natural, spontaneous. Previously, Baba used to say always, and these days Baba is saying be natural. It should be spontaneous, naturally. So, have the attention of being in that stage, always cheerful, always peaceful. So it's always first, and then it will automatically become natural. So when there is this word always before, then all this effort making of sometimes like this and sometimes like that, that will go. That one thought of it today. If there's something that comes in the intellect, so you get the help. So one thought came. One is knowledge and the other is thinking about it. In Gyan, the intellect is busy. In Dhyan, that is going. In Dhyan, that is when one is conscious about it. That is when one is attentive about knowledge, then automatically you are able to become the embodiment of knowledge. So, this has to be knowledge and Dhyan. Dhyan is attention. So knowledge and attention. So if the attention is somewhere else and knowledge is saying something else, then so if there is knowledge, the knowledge is that is my aim, my goal. And Dhyan, attention is that those lakshans, those attitudes should be visible in me. So you have the knowledge that this is my aim, but if the attention is not there, so you're not able to get that attitude. And when one inculcates, one has really worked on oneself. It should be one's hobby to inculcate, to become the embodiment of the aim, the goal. That should be the hobby, internal hobby. In inculcation, both things come, knowledge as well as yoga.
सेवा के प्लान बनाने में बुद्धि चली गई ना,
if the intellect is drawn is driven simply by making plans of service, one forgets knowledge, yoga. I request you, please don't do like this. By just becoming busy in service, this is my experience, that they become so busy in service, they forget all these three, knowledge, yoga and dharana, that's inculcation. All these three things are forgotten if they become too busy in service. Whatever was there, it just gets totally lost when they become so engrossed in service. So I request you, this is knowledge. This is yoga. To be yoga yukt, you have to become the knowledgeful you soul. You have to pay attention on that. And dharana, inculcation, means to be completely attentive to these facets. If you become instruments to catch these things and then to follow them, which should become easy. Whatever instruments you become. So you wish. So the knowledge and the yoga should be visible in my inculcation, dharana. Sometimes I listen to a tape. Whatever the classes that are going on, I sometimes listen to those tapes. They have become very clever in giving knowledge. No. But still it's not real. They can explain very well. But let us ask Baba. Baba used to say, the corporeal father say, that whatever your effort making, what should your status be? Go and ask Baba. Practically, we used to go practically to Baba and ask. We used to go to Baba. Baba will say, go ask yourself. What? First he would say, come and ask me. And then he'll say, child, ask yourself. Based on your effort making, what status you will get. How will you get the high status? Just think of the golden age. This thought of the golden age will also clear the way to going to the land of peace or Shantidham. In the thought of, if there is carelessness on the way to Sukhdam or golden age, then you will not be, the clear way to Shantidham is also not clear. If you are able to take a dip in that peace, in Shantidham, one becomes fresh immediately. And that happens only when the way is clear. If there is peacelessness sometimes, just take a dip within the ocean of peace. How many of you have the experience of this? If you are peaceless and just take a dip within the ocean of peace, have you got this experience and suddenly you become peaceful and sweet? Who has this experience? Raise your hands. You are raising your hands very slowly. What's the matter? Why didn't you raise it immediately? If somebody becomes irritated, do you get the ocean of love? How many have this experience? So if you get irritated, go to the ocean of love. How many of you have the experience of dipping into the ocean of love? Raise your hands. We went to the ocean of love, then we become the embodiment of love. If somebody has said anything, we went into the ocean of peace, went to the ocean of love and came out. So whatever thing which was irritating, that also transformed. So Baba says, to be the ocean of knowledge, ocean of love, ocean of joy, until and unless you will become the masters later on. But continue to dive deep and deep. Go on dipping. Go. Take a dive and come out. Then these things cannot be written about. These are things to be experienced. Let me tell you that experiences cannot be written. they are to be experienced.
ये शब्द मेरे पास नहीं है.
Because there is no word to describe that experience.
दिल कहेगा ये भी अनुभव.
The heart will say, let me experience this also.
जो अनुभव हुआ है ना ये.
Whatever experience I have, I should experience it. What should I talk to you in words?
अनुभव जो है ना.
But this experience, through the vibrations, you can give cooperation, help through that.
कई बार.
Many a times,
बीमार को पूछने जाओ
if you go and ask someone who's not feeling well,
तो उसको कोई ऐसा गया.
if someone has gone,
चेंज हो गया.
that person's face lit up, it changed.
उसको कोई मेरे सामने आया.
It's as though someone has come in front of me.
आज किसका फोन आया.
If someone's phone came,
परेशान हूं मैं.
they'll say, oh, I'm very worried, don't talk to me. Oh, don't talk to me, if that person was thinking like that previously. But someone's face just came in front. Don't say that because of me so many others are worried. Don't utter negative things, because by uttering such words you create an atmosphere, set up these vibrations. So one is the atmosphere, the other. So as one speaks, the tone with which one speaks creates an atmosphere. If you speak with love, the atmosphere of love will be created. If you speak in that heavy way, then also the atmosphere will be created with those vibrations. So Baba has said, so inculcate in such a way, pay such attention that our nature should not be such. Don't be so delicate and sensitive that little things continue to inflict pain. No. Even a big thing should not be able to give you any pain. You should be so strong. The experience should be so good, so intense, that now, previously we used to get affected by little things, but now even big things do not affect us, because we know that it's drama and each one has their own respective part. This power of tolerance is required. But when the power of tolerance is required, what happens practically? They start using the power to face. And so if you start facing a situation where you have to tolerate, then what will happen? Speak up. What do you think would happen? Where a wrong power is used, the tongue will not become sweet, mood will not be good. What will the others get there? The others will not get influenced. They'll look at your speech, they'll look at your face. So you have not acquired the power of tolerance, but instead you started facing the situation and started being heavy. This is youth retreat, isn't it? So if you faced a situation where you were to tolerate, then what do you think would be the effect? One should have that practice of being of contentment. So if you are not the satisfied soul of contentment, then you'll continue to ask questions and torment yourself. Now there are no questions. We are cheerful. We are happy. So Baba has said to be contentment, to be happy. These are the signs of those who are to become deities. It seems that this one is spinning this discus of self-realization. So the one who spins the discus of self-realization, that one's face is very beautiful. He is detached and lovely as well. So he is equal. He cannot be moody or temperamental. Within a second he can become detached. even away from the talks, away from the scenes, away from, detached even from the body, detached even from the sound. I like this today in the Murli when Baba said Shanti Dham and Nirvan Dham, land of peace and going beyond sound to the land of beyond sound. So that is giving us the experience that He is helping us. This thought is helping us. All these other things which are coming in front, they are all going away. We are passing them and going beyond. If we stop, then we get confused. When we don't stop, then we are passing them. And the word and that and those things are also going by. By inculcating, the intoxication of happiness increases. Pay special attention to this today. How does one experience this ever-rising intoxication of happiness? And so in this happiness, this intoxication of happiness, there is power. It is not just the temperature or the meter of happiness has gone up. It's simply because of understanding by wisdom. It's not that one just saw and became happy and then forgot. It is for my benefit. So always within oneself, always the internal inculcation would be elevated. In the thought it should be so, it will become elevated. This is today's Murli. To be able to do not order the powers, but make these powers cooperative to you, that they are always with you. It's not that my hand should not work today, it should pain. It's not that it's not able to work in time. Then it'll come on the face that this hand is not moving. In that same way, we have eight arms of power. So at least our 8 hands, 8 powers should work. I am the hand of Baba. Baba said, this is my blessing, that you are my hand. Child, you are the hand of Baba, and then sit in the arms of Baba. And you will really enjoy. In the service, this is Father's hands. And what should I do? I am a baby, I should sit in the arms of Baba. You have to become sweet. So if you want to become sweet, become baby. Become equal to the Father. So as Baba says, sweet child, my brothers and sisters, of course all my brothers and sisters are very good. Okay, I'll give you Toli. So first give Toli in silence. So all of you first sit in yoga, in meditation, and then I'll give you Toli. Who has seen tomorrow? What will happen? So tomorrow if Dadi meets you, today is today. Okay? Om Shanti. So first we will meditate. Sit nicely.